Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, why overcomplicate things? Why do that to yourself? Why pretend like things are so complicated and you need to spend all this money on consultants and all these people with fancy degrees when really all you need, apparently, is grandpa's common sense? You know, that's what makes this whole Cracker Barrel saga so laughable and frankly so infuriating at the same time. You've got all these slick corporate executives and all these DEI hires with all their thick-rimmed glasses and fancy hipster outfits sitting in these fancy boardrooms 70 stories up in the sky, burning through $700 million for absolutely nothing. To do what? I mean, to strip the soul of a brand that people have loved for decades? These people think they're so smart, they're so progressive, they're so modern, they're real trailblazers. But obviously, you're not so smart if you thought that you could redefine American culture. They spent $700 million to bomb the brand, when all they really needed to do was consult Grandpa. In this case, consult the 93-year-old founder of the brand, who clearly has more wisdom and common sense in his pinky than an entire room full of woke executives. Yeah, you pretty much get where I'm going here. The original founder of Cracker Barrel has officially addressed the situation. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so just take a look at this clip right over here.
When Cracker Barrel started, and you had this idea from visiting this old general store, what were the tenets of your business that you thought would make it successful?
Well, it was just a country store, so country people.
You can see that in one of Lowe's cherished heirlooms.
This is the original menu.
Yeah, there's a country boy, $1.95.
And you can almost taste that country cooking.
We served a center-cut piece of country ham on there with 3 eggs and grits and hash browns and biscuits and jelly and gravy.
All trademarks of Cracker Barrel, just like Uncle Herschel on the company's logo, until a brand refresh took a bite out of the barrel.
Now, when you saw this logo rolled out the other day.
That's nothing. That's a bland nothing. Pitiful. They're trying to modernize to be more like the competition. Cracker Barrel doesn't have any competition.
For Lowe, who went from vice president of operations to a decades-long board member, then loyal customer in retirement, it is just the latest misstep following a very expensive restaurant and menu update under the direction of CEO Julie Masino.
As the CEO is coming up on 2 years of being in that position, has she ever stopped by and said hello?
I don't have any idea who she is.
And she doesn't have any idea who you are?
No.
Do you think she knows the story of Cracker Barrel?
I don't think so. I heard she was at Taco Bell, but what's Taco Bell know about a Cracker Barrel? And country food. And the food is something that you need to work on. Spending $700 million to do that is all I've been doing. I'm just throwing money out the street.
Lowe says from the beginning, simplicity and authenticity were the main ingredients in Cracker Barrel's winning recipe. And today's CEO should bet on that.
If they don't get back to keeping the country, then it ain't gonna work.
So that right there was the Cracker Barrel co-founder, Tommy Lowe. He absolutely hits the nail on the head on this woke rebranding thing. And of course, we gotta point out the obvious. That's not an opinion coming from some online anonymous right-wing troll. I guess you can describe me that way. No, that's the man who freaking built the brand. Clearly somebody who understands exactly what Cracker Barrel was supposed to represent. And he is 100% aligned with the consumers who feel betrayed. And you know, he mentioned this one point which really opened my eyes. He pointed out how the new CEO came from Taco Bell, and suddenly the moment he said that, for me, everything clicked. Obviously, the new rebrand wasn't about preserving tradition. It wasn't about improving quality or the experience. No, obviously, the intention was mass producing a bland, streamlined franchise model where every store looks and feels the exact same and delivers the same low-quality microwave food vibe. I mean, that's basically what Taco Bell is. It seemed like the intention was to apply a fast food philosophy to create these very simplistic, very bland, copy-pasted restaurants all over the country, instead of each Cracker Barrel being unique, having its own vibe, its own artistic vision. Why even bother? Just slap a couple panels on the wall, add a couple gizmos and gadgets, and call it a day, dumb down the logo, and boom, done. It's like every other soulless fast food chain in the country. Clearly that was part of the pitch and they thought that it would save them, but instead, the actual result is they've delivered something that nobody was asking for. And it really goes to show the priority. They were more focused on corporate gimmicks than actually improving the brand. I mean, that was the whole intention here, right? To improve the brand. But if you really want to improve the brand, you should improve the experience. Maybe work on making the food better. That's also something he mentioned. Instead of spending $700 million to do what ChatGPT probably could have done in 5 frickin' seconds. Just enter in the prompt, "Hello ChatGPT, turn our logo into something that looks more like Denny's." I still can't believe that figure, by the way, $700 million to do what a Fiverr graphic artist could do in like 5 frickin' seconds. Well, instead of doing that, why not fix the damn food? Why not make the restaurant better? I mean, we got viral clips bouncing around the internet like this.
Can we pick it? Yeah. Look at this. Look how hard these biscuits are at Cracker Barrel. Crazy. You got your woke biscuits now.
Okay.
Rock hard biscuits? That certainly seems like a problem. Quality consistency, but no, instead of tackling that, they chased woke marketing gimmicks. We're gonna make the peg games less racist. I think this is where the bigger picture forms. Obviously, the original founders of the company are no longer in charge. No majority interest in big publicly traded companies like this usually lies in the possession of BlackRock and Vanguard. And well, obviously, this is the logical result of ESG boards and all the DEI initiatives. There's no investment in product quality, no attention to consumer loyalty or what consumers are looking for. No, you get branding exercises. You get inclusive logos. Let's delete the white man. You get endless DEI, sustainability, and prize buzzwords slapped everywhere. Woke initiatives being pushed forward. Basically, you get a bunch of unqualified, out-of-touch girl bosses that get handed the reins, and they ride your brand off a damn cliff. In my view, DEI and ESG killed the brand. Because that's the philosophy at the core here. It's not about the food anymore. It's about the signaling. We're going to take this old, racist, white-centric brand and make it more inclusive. And we're going to hire a bunch of girl bosses to do so. Let's make the locations more Instagrammable. People need more light so they can take their selfies and make their TikTok posts. It's obvious what happened here, and it's the same thing that happened at Bud Light. But in the end, it seems the founder is in agreement. It seems he gets it. The customers get it. Pretty much everyone gets it except for the woke Karens that are running the company. I mean, I'm sure they were shocked. They were flabbergasted by the negative response. They could have never seen it coming because they're completely freaking out of touch. They thought they could slap the customer in the base, erase the culture, erase the heritage, replace it with some brand, soulless, modern aesthetic. And well, I'd say they learned their lesson now, didn't they? And now hopefully BlackRock and Vanguard are getting the message. We are done with your soulless, globalist nonsense. And that message could not be any clearer. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.